Hi, my name is Clara Gonzalez, and I'm going to give you a little tour of my PBQ of Quest for Renewable Energy. This is the introduction page for my PBQ, which is my project-based quest, and it starts with a little stop-motion film of renewable and non-renewable energies. So the students will watch that, then they will go on to their task. And their task is, what do you think about when you see the word energy? And I gave them a little bit of information that's kind of like intriguing because it's like, what does all this stuff really mean? So, what is renewable energy? What is fossil fuel? Why don't we use renewable energy all the time? And then at the end of that, I gave them a little task, which is by the end of the lesson, you and your teammates are going to propose to the city council, which is really just their classmates, on what type of energy technology should be created in your city to harvest the most useful type of renewable energy found in the area. And so I'm hoping that by the time that we reach to this PBQ, the students will already have a really in-depth background knowledge of natural resources from the third grade, and I would review it over with them first to give them a really good foundation to build upon the renewable resources. And so teams will use Google Presentation to showcase their proposal. So the first part would be they would choose their roles, and I made 4 different roles. So the supportable solar, the hip hydropower, the gratuitous geothermal, and the wealthy wind. And if you click on any of the roles, it's going to lead you to the roles page. And as you can see, like all of the roles are very similar. I wanted them to feel very comfortable with being able to give their teammates information on their type of energy, and by knowing that their teammates are going to have really similar answers, yet it's going to be a little bit different because since they're all different types of different types of energies, they're going to need to, really research it in depth, but then they're going to kind of have a sense of feel of understanding because it kind of is all really intertwined. And so this is the activities worksheet that they will use while they're researching. And so it's a 4-square graphic organizer that I created. And so if they chose solar, they're going to put all their information in this box. And then they're going to, collaborate with their team, discuss with their team their information, give each other information from each other. And they're going to fill out their own boxes. And then they'll see that there is a relationship between the 4 renewable types of energies. After they do that, well, here's all the links to the research. And here's just extra videos just to give them, visuals and um, audio aids to help them really understand and grasp the idea of renewable resources. Then they're going to continue on to part 2, and part 2 is just the teams will talk about it, and then they're going to decide which energy is most beneficial to them based on their research. That means within their city. So since California is really sunny, you might see a lot of students deciding on solar power, or maybe if we were living Palm Springs, the deserty area where there's a lot of wind, you would see wind, type of renewable energies and so forth. So it's just kind of a process to see how they're going to decide on which type would be most beneficial to them. So for the evaluation, this is the rubric I created. Just on research and information gathering. Did they use the tools or the resources that I gave them? Did they discuss well with their teammates and come up with a consensus? How did they present their presentation? Were they well rehearsed? Was it organized? And were they very creative on it? So the conclusion is that they did it. And I put this picture of the world and a bunch of children holding hands because I think that, it is really a group effort for us to conserve this energy and make very good use of it because, it's not going to be with us forever. And so you chose a type of energy to become an expert on. You shared the information with your teammates. You collaborated on which type of energy would be most beneficial. And, you presented it to the city council, your classmates. So now you're like an expert, so you can, use this knowledge to not only conserve the energy, but also teach others about it and have them be more aware of it. This is the teacher's page. Oh, I posted another video and it was just horrendous, so I had to repost this. And so here's my contact info, my blog. So for the teachers know, like I said, I created this PBQ because I think that it's very beneficial for students to understand that the population of the world is growing and that our human consumption of energy is just growing exponentially, and it is going to impact us in the future. So I think this PBQ is applicable for grades 4, and then it could go on through high school. But with the increase of the grades, it has to increase with the complexity of the research and the rigor. So the project would take about a couple of weeks to complete, if not more, due to the need of research time for the students and discussion with their teammates. And they would also have to create their presentation and propose it to their classmates. So that also takes time for presentations. And then students would need access to computers and internet access to gather research information and also to create their Google presentation. And here are the next generation science standards. And that is it for my quest for renewable energy. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.